Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make him a throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not first and four. Make God what I seen to make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red, how they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead that can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the right. You might show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good morning. It is the day after the ferocious attack on Jamaica by the American weapons of war. Good morning and welcome to you all. It is a very stressful time for many of us. Me in particular, I have not managed to contact my community or family up until now, which is unlike what happened last year in Beryl. We managed to get in touch with them soon enough the day after they called us direct, even if when they didn't have internet. Still nothing from my side of town. But our country, particularly the southwestern section and northwestern section of the country, has been desecrated by the Americans' weapon of war. We're going to play a video for you to explain to you this morning why we're calling this an attack by the Americans.
Researchers are creating their own storms in
their science and technology and their modern warfare. Bear with.
Researchers are creating their own storms in a state-of-the-art lab. It could end up saving lives. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. This tank gives scientists and the rest of us a view no one has ever had before. What a hurricane's power looks like at water level as it storms ashore. In just 2 minutes, scientists here can take calm waters and turn them into a monster hurricane.
The wind is gradually getting stronger and stronger as it's coming up here, and it's ramping up to a Category 5. It's probably about a Category 3 right now.
This 75-foot-long tank is the first simulator in the world capable of creating a Category 5 hurricane over water. Brian House is the director of the University of Miami's new laboratory at the Rosenstiel School of Marine and Atmospheric Science. What was it like when you cranked it up the first time, full blast?
It was stunning. I mean, it was it was chilled.
Nearly 40,000 gallons of seawater fill this tank. House uses a computer program and a single 1,700 horsepower fan with wind speeds up to 157 miles per hour.
This tank is the largest wind wave facility in the world. We can generate an extreme Category 5.
We can, said the scientists, create an extreme Category 5 hurricane. Donald Trump, now that you have fired your weapons of war at the Jamaican people, in your war in the zone of peace, in your tirade in the zone of peace, Donald Trump, now that you have fired your water missile at Jamaica, what is next? Because on a hell-bent and that piece of coastline from Black River to Treasure Beach, you're all hell-bent on it. The whole stretch of it is residential. On a fine on oil on a lot of oil on the southern belt, the Pedro Bank, Southwest Bank, the entire Calibre zone, Donald Trump. So we know so we don't want the southern coastline there. Let me tell you something this morning. Blood and bones. Blood and bones. You will have to kill us. We're willing to bleed to stay there. And we will all bury there Donald Trump, so our bones could torment and haunt. The private investor them will sit down and line up and wait for coming, come develop the south coast after Una murder off all of it. What next, Donald Trump? Will it be a tsunami next? Hmm? What will it be next? You have all fired your Category 5 water missile at us. What next, America? And I'm sure, America, now you will be running with your poisoned medication and your spoiled food in your Mother Teresaism. If there's any truth in the biblical story, Donald Trump, we black people survived Noah's flood. Likewise, Donald Trump, knowing that you don't know or understand history, we also survived slavery. Hmm? A Category 5 hurricane, Donald Trump, won't be quite enough to scare us away from the southern coastline of our country. We're not going to have to get rid of all of us. And when we get rid of it, we're born, I go stay there and my great grandmother, Mimi, was born there. My grandmother, no, my great great grandmother, Mimi, was born there. My great grandmother, Mama, was born there. And my grandmother, Mima, and all of their generation was born there. Donald Trump. We know so no want the southern coastline to develop for the private investors for the hanky panky, but we ain't leaving. We're listening carefully if you not come with the relocation and Donald Trump. Remember what you know? Remember last year in a thingy rather, what's him call it? In a burial, on a switch way off. We never want to see or hear anything. This time we don't want to frighten away. Don't. We don't want to frighten away this time. It's a care tactics. So we don't allow it to be streamed. We don't give us the capability. Thanks to all those who are on TikTok streaming, even though risky some of it might be, streaming for us to have a view of what the country endure through America armada of water weaponry yesterday. But on the left it for us to see. Journalists were assembled. Filmmakers were assembled. Andrew Holness. It's the reason why you all are so somber. Calling on to sell us out, you know. You know you all put us on the platter. Because when it was, well, is it a tsunami next? Because you all need to clear that southern coastline from Cheddar Beach to Black River, isn't it? That's the spot. That's the spot. Donald Trump, Andrew Holness, and the private investors who have lined up, who are lining up to come get cheap land to do them season and sex hanky-pankyism and for build up oil rigs and all of that. You all need the South Coast clear. You remember the song I sung the morning after burial last year. They're coming for the coastline. They're coming for the coastline. They're coming for us. But we know on an intention. I know the first one to try. When I decide that burial never do a good enough job to scare them. I'm going to turn it up a notch, they said. And when we turn it up a notch, we're going to give them the capability to film it. So all of them, home and abroad, can see that that section of your hometown is risky. When they must want to run, when they must want to sell the land cheap and run with. No, we will bleed there. We will bury there. And we're going to make with bones, torment, wicked people there who want to kill us off for land and oil. America and your weapon of war. And you furthermore will be coming with the weapon of war, you know, that one in the shoulder, the GM Food America. No thanks to you, Andrew Holness, John Crow. I want you to stick around because we're going to call for a lot of resignation this morning. And we're going to tell you why we're calling for certain people to resign this morning. And we have many clips to bring to you from several areas of our country where the catastrophe unfold in that unprovoked attack on us yesterday by the Americans.
Researchers are creating their own storms in a state-of-the-art lab. It could end up saving lives. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. This tank gives scientists and the rest of us a view no one has ever had before. What a hurricane's power looks like at water level as it storms ashore. In just 2 minutes, scientists here can take calm waters and turn them into a monster hurricane.
The wind is gradually getting stronger and stronger as it's coming up here, and it's ramping up to a Category 5. It's probably about a Category 3 right now.
This 75-foot-long tank is the first simulator in the world capable of creating a Category 5 hurricane over water. Brian House is the director of the University of Miami's new laboratory at the Rosenstiel School of Marine and Atmospheric Science. What was it like when you cranked it up the first time, full blast?
It was stunning. I mean, it was it was chills.
Nearly 40,000 gallons of seawater fill this tank. House uses a computer program and a single 1,700 horsepower fan to whip wind speeds up to 157 miles per hour.
This tank is the largest wind wave facility in the world. We can generate an extreme Category 5.
No, to America. The highest you can go in a hurricane is a Category 5, high-end Category 5. You have Category 4, low-end, Category 4, high-end, Category 5, low-end, Category 5, high-end. We got a Category 5 high-end because by the time we create the other weather in America, when on already fit turn, Melissa Poway, when create a pressure in America for when get in line with Jamaica, rather than it travel along the southern belt of Jamaica, when create a pressure, once it reach in the reach of Jamaica, for turn it directly over the country. A 70-degree angle turn them set. I want to speed it up, I want to turn up the pressure and everything, strengthen it. So when it impact Jamaica, it impact at massive force. Donald Trump, you have tried, but you have failed. Even though our communities and town center have been demolished, people are left homeless, people's business are destroyed, Donald Trump. So far, even though we can't get in touch with our family, we don't hear of no report of deaths, because Black River Police would have must put out some report by now. Even wall structure, one of my cousin's house, more than one house, the city tech, more than one house, I heard in my community. One of the houses, one of my cousin's house, but she was evacuated. That I cannot confirm 100%. We're waiting until we get through to the community. But it's mass devastation all around, my people. And Jehovah's, you sold us out. You don't know what was coming, you know. Everybody was assembled in them space to get a good old view of what is happening. Look how no lock we down before burial, the day before burial.
We have also
the day before burial appear, we no shut we down. We no shut we down before burial appear. So unlike how we get images, real-time images from this storm, not much of such we got in burial, and this was a worse storm and burial. So my question is, Donald Trump and Andrew Holness, was this something to frighten us? Why you don't want us to see what you can do? You have failed. Even if later reports come in, Donald Trump and Andrew Holness, that we have lost life in this water missile that you have fired at us, you have still failed. You have failed. Let us listen to Minto.
we have also have a number of residents living in and around this area that their homes were damaged and they have come to seek refuge. We are prioritizing the safety of every person, including those who came, or police officers. And certainly at this location where we have prisoners
this thing this morning
in custody. And so the priority at this time is to ensure that no life is lost at this facility. A number of the roads are now impassable and blocked across the parish. Certainly the main road that leads to the Black River Hospital is totally blocked, where we've just looked and seen a vehicle washed along the road in front of the stations. A number of roofs around this area have been lifted totally. The gate to the station is damaged. A number of the vehicles on the property are damaged. And so we are continuing to monitor at this time. Again, our number one priority at this time is to ensure the safety of all the persons who are at this facility, to include our prisoners in custody, our police officers, as well as the citizens who have sought refuge at this location. We're here at the Black River Police Station. The divisional headquarters, where the conditions have significantly worsened since our last update. At current, a number of the, particularly the glass windows to the stations, have been broken. Which has now compromised the building to some extent and the contents thereof. We are now experiencing severe weather conditions. We have also have a number of residents living in and around this area that their homes were damaged and they have come to seek refuge. We are prioritizing the safety of every person, including those who came, or police officers, and certainly at this location where we have prisoners in custody. And so the priority at this time is to ensure that no life is lost at this facility. A number of the roads are now impassable and blocked across the parish. Certainly the main road that leads to the Black River Hospital is totally blocked, where we've just looked and seen a vehicle washed along the road in front of the stations. A number of roofs around this area have been lifted totally. The gate to the station is damaged. A number of the vehicles on the property are damaged. And so we are continuing to monitor at this time. Again, our number one priority at this time is to ensure the safety of all the persons who are at this facility, to include our prisoners in custody, our police officers, as well as the citizens who have sought refuge.
Now, there is a photograph. Black River Hospital is indeed damaged. My understanding, the male ward, the roof for the male ward is blown off. There was also flooding. But there is a photograph going around of some pretty looking foreignish white building with their roof peeled off with a lot of palm trees all over. And you can see the sea over to the other end. I can confirm to you that's not Black River Hospital. All right? That picture, that photograph is making its rounds on social media saying it's to be Black River Hospital. That is not Black River Hospital. However, Black River Hospital has been damaged by loss of roof and flooding, but not that building they're showing. This is the town, what is left, where Andrew Holness and Donald Trump left of the town of Black River. Even the parish church, the colonial parish church, even that couldn't withstand Donald Trump Category 5. All that left of it, it's that bit that the big clock is on.
Well, it seems as if another, the tail of the hurricane is about to pass now. I've experienced a little quiet, perhaps I can say high that has just passed. The church is gone. The Anglican church there, totally demolished. It's gone.
My people, Black River is demolished. This now is from St. Thomas. And should we go through the video before?
But the patience of the community are rendering.
Should we go through all the videos before we go to our list of resignation that the country ought to be requiring? And I will state my reasons or at the end of the videos.
But the patience of the community are rendering assistance right now, helping out. Watch your word, people. Yes, people. Tap up the live, people, and share the live, people. Please, I'm asking you. This is the Plantain Garden River. And we are in the community and the district of Bad St. Thomas, the Plantain Garden River. And we are also awaiting to see what the island river. Look, there are people. See the cars going, people. The guide post. Look, there are people. I told you it's going, people. The whole community is going to go, people. Look at it. Look what's happening now, people. Tap up the live, people, and share the live, people. See, that's a car. It's leaving, more people. See there, people? See what's happening on the car. So, people, there's an opening now. There's an entrance for the community of Bad to be washed away. Because that's we are all in the first part of it. And now, as we stand here and we see what is happening, people, once that is removed, then it's heading straight into the community of Bad, Bottom Yard, St. Thomas. The shelter is now in danger. The shelter where the people are at Bad community is in danger because now the water is going to be overflowing over in the community where the shelter is. We have another shelter for the patients of the community.
Right, let's see what's the next video in our queue. Where is this now? Is this back to Black River? We're here when the video come up. Where is Oh yeah, this is from Black River. That's how Black River looks now. Yes, that is how the historic town of Black River, which first brought electricity to Jamaica. That's how the historic town looks. I wonder if the historic building of Waterloo survived Donald Trump and Andrew Holness attack. Black River has history. Andrew Holness. Our country, Jamaica, in the last 2 days went through it. We came under tropical storm bombardment on Tuesday night, on Monday night. About 12 or 8 hours of it. And then the country endured another 6 hours of tropical 5 storm bombardment by Donald Trump and Andrew Holness, who signed us over to the devil. This is along the coastline leading to Black River Hospital on the left. This is on the road from the town center to the hospital. And let me say to those AI creators across social media, shame on you all. Shame on you. To be confusing people in such a terrible moment, to be monetizing literal fuckery, creating misleading videos and statements putting out there in such a time like this, when it is awfully difficult for a lot of people, even myself who's a bit media savvy, awfully difficult for me to tell sometimes the difference between AI and reality. Shame on you all. Shame on you to be using your AI fuckeries to be distorting people for a profit during this time. Shame on you, John Cruz. Shame on you. Hmm? Yeah. Look what Donald Trump using water missile and do to our beloved country. Hmm? Jamaica mash up the surrounding police station at Black River. Hmm? Donald Trump and the oldness. Our country and our people went through an intense attack yesterday. Intense. Something we have never experienced before. Ask yourself the question, why did they prepare this for us? Hmm? Donald Trump, why did they prepare you? Why did you all prepare this for us? Because you heightened it to a high-end category 5 just before it hit we. And as it pitch over we so, in thought, cool down and behave himself. Hmm? And now, you soon see Mother Teresa come with our poison pill them and our GM food. Our poison medication and our GM food. You soon see Sharon come with them. Because they want to be the Mother Teresa of the world. But what a time when Donald Trump is in a tirade against Chinese influence in our hemisphere, and Donald Trump is mustering up to attack Venezuela. He has created a a narrative in the name of war against drugs to go after Venezuela. Jamaica and I doesn't have that issue. I can't really create an argument at the moment to surround Jamaica. Let's do it another way, said Donald Trump. We have many ways in which we can do it. Let's do it the easier way. Because then Donald Trump, after it is done this way, given how tagged and ragged our economy was, we're coming back straight to the World Bank and the IMF, isn't it? And we're going to be wined and tied up in America's fuckery and America's instruction of telling us what policies we can implement. I would say borrow from BRICS to rebuild the country so we can implement our policies while doing that. Because this is about owing more debts to the Americans and taking more rules and more finger pointing from them. That bit is Cave Valley. Still Cave Valley. It's Africa JPS. This is in Mandeville, and I have a standalone video on this because this was one of the most dangerous situations I've ever seen. This is Alligator Pond. This is Ward Avenue in Mandeville.
Mandeville. What are the name again? Gibson Close, Ward Avenue. Gibson Close, Ward Avenue. Look, water to roof height.
Right, yeah.
Fireman up here do rescue work. People get trapped in a house.
Everybody in that. Oh, my God. I close the back of the film. I see you still there.
I did grown up. There's one next house that we can't even see.
Yeah, man, I can't see.
But you can imagine.
Oh, you are. The move out 360 for.
See it there? Straight down a Esco that gone, you know. Yeah, man, that gone straight down a Esco.
South Hall Main Road.
Where? Just sit on me run a disco there. Thing or nothing.
Andrew Holness, morning. Morning 1 p.m. Away I go get road walk, man. The whole country on the road, you know, sir. The whole country don't have no road. Me not even talk about drive pan, walk pan. We don't know if we walk right now. No, sir. Prime Minister, you ain't a problem. This is trouble you created for yourself, you know. This is trouble you created for yourself because you never have to take the devil's deal, Prime Minister. And now you're going to have
all this. And just a come. Just a come, Kudi. Go. It a sweep. Hey, girl, Melissa, make your bad.
You evil, disgraceful Prime Minister. You have bartered and tendered with the lives of the people of Jamaica in order to accumulate wealth and property, Prime Minister, to sell the people of Jamaica out to private investors, Prime Minister. You have to go get rid of all that way, you know. about 15, 20 mile worth a southern coastline, or even more than that, from Black River to Treasure Beach. Probably more than that, because I know me done so when it come to number. At that no one kill we half over. And no friend them want put up big hotel. When no friend them want seal off the beach and tell we say this is a no Jamaica people day. Or you have to pay for company at an extortionate price. One of the only long stretch of residential beach left in our country. Twice now, we attack we viciously over it.
In front of my gate, that Jesus
burnt ground.
I wrote that no? I wrote that people for burnt ground. I wrote that. That is the road. Have mercy, God, the whole of
in a matter of hours, or already broken roadways. In a matter of hours, or already broken roadways, Nick Soyodo, became riverways across the country. Yeah, the oil is found in the southern, a lot of the oil, not just in the southern belt of Jamaica, but a lot of it in the Pedro Bank and what we call the Southwest Bank. They call it the Calibre Zone, but it's known to us as the Southwest Bank, and as well as the Pedro Bank, where we used to do our fishing. That's where them find them oil. So them want to get rid of we from the coastline because they have a lot of plans for it. I have this very same conversation last year after Beryl. My globalists will remember. I have this conversation that this is all deliberate attack to get us off the coastline. And this is why I think they leave it to be filmed this time so we can see the destruction. We can view the destruction in real time. We can view the danger, Donald Trump, in real time. So that fear alone will want to push some of us voluntarily to relocate from the southwestern belt of the country, because this whole climate change word has made it too difficult. And you may see rules come under the whole climate change and the sustainability bullshit of it to help to coerce us or forcefully move us inland. We have to prepare for anything. We're dealing with criminals who are prepared to get rid of us and get rid of us out of their way. Bunch of murderers. That's Nablamar Hospital. This is now Santa Cruz bypass. Round your was always that's one anyway, so I would have quickly turned into a river there. This is the back road when the traffic build up in a Santa Cruz. But you have to run your was always that's one. If a drunken man piss round there, You have to wear water boots. So you have to then turn into a river at any time. Mm. They attacked us yesterday, Jamaica. Jamaica, they attacked us yesterday. Our Prime Minister, Jamaica, gave the green light. Our Prime Minister take the devil's money. Our Prime Minister sign in blood to clear the southern coastline. And Your Holiness, we're not leaving. This storm was staged. This storm was staged. Everybody was pre-positioned with their particular script from various different angles, wherever you want to look at it. This was a staging. Yesterday's attack on the Jamaica people, yesterday's attack on the Jamaica people was staged. So much journalists came in, even journalists who thought we were going to be obliterated because we're living in shock, you racist piece of bullshit. Uneducated at that. Never mind them. The most arrogant thing is what you call educated white British or educated white American. Very arrogant people. Very backwards too.
The Foreign Secretary will be aware that Hurricane Melissa is of huge concern internationally to those who have friends and family on holiday in Jamaica and to those of us of Jamaican heritage here in Britain. Can she give an assurance in what will be the horrific aftermath of Melissa that we will give every possible help and support to the people of Jamaica?
I agree with my right honourable friend and the mother of the house on this. There are 50,000 dual nationals who live in Jamaica, up to 8,000 British citizens who may be travelling there or on holiday there. And we have very strong links between our communities, between the people of Jamaica and the people of Britain. That is why I spoke to the Jamaican Foreign Minister yesterday to offer our solidarity and support. I can tell her that we have not just rapid deployment of consular staff, we also have humanitarian support being pre-positioned in the Caribbean, and we have discussed this in the crisis centre this morning as to what we might be able to deploy on request from the Jamaican government, but we do stand ready to help and respond.
No, Empress Deb, I haven't heard from my family from St. Elizabeth as yet either. A lot of families, a lot of communities are cut off. There are 197 of you on Global TV Group, 5 of you on Universal Vantage, and 12 of you on Universal Media. I'm going to adjust the Prime Minister at this point, as well as I will be calling for some resignation and then go back to the video. Can you all do me a favor by sharing this live, please, and hit the like button? Because we're on the war part this morning, you know. Because if them think to say, we're going to be cringe and say, oh my God, we ought to be careful because we're spared by the mercy of God. I don't really take that view, you see. So I'm always on the war path. I'm always willing to step out of bound. Always willing to go on the war path and always willing to step out of bound. We're not call the Prime Minister for it. We're going to adjust the Prime Minister. And it's important that Jamaicans and the diaspora here, particularly, if I saw the word go, those of you who live in the diaspora, share the live, please. We're going to address the Prime Minister this morning, and we're going to address members of the diaspora this month. Because we're in business with them and the thieving with the thieving governments, them, you know. Because we know the thieving governments and thieving governments normally do them wicked, criminal, crooked thing to corrupt things together. Come here, diaspora. All the way of foreign, push out everybody and come to the front. Come to the front. Tell them, say, excuse, hot soup, hot water. Move out of my way. Me want to go front. The drunkro preparing begging bowl. And the drunkro having begging message out there. My appeal to you, the people in the diaspora. Don't give this government 1 cent, oh. Don't give this government 1 cent. What if they return what they have stolen from us? That can rebuild the country. Them are going to beg from them foreign friends and partners and private sector. Them have enough for thief. The little where we work by scrubbing shit, work in a snow sweep street and take liberty and make white people take liberty away in them place. We help our community and our family our own way, not through the government. We cannot at this moment, when Jamaicans never have it, and Jamaicans are being ravished by Americans' weapon of war, they go take up money and get to Andrew Holness. For 9-10 years now, we can't tell about $3 trillion, even though him get exponentially rich. Diaspora. Diaspora, you know your family. You know your community. Not a red cent to this crooked government. Make them go prostitute themselves. They are used to it. Hold on, America. Make them go prostitute themselves. A same thing where Andrew Holness used to. Fan we know Andrew. Fan we know Andrew. That's all we know Andrew do, is sell to the highest bidder. So Andrew I go sell. Andrew I go sell and it I go in Andrew pocket. So don't give generously, diaspora, to make it end up same place in an Andrew pocket, or when he sell him body and the country, it go right back in a him pack. Remember, I said we're on the war part this morning. A storm not up with a war. For we know America not stop war. America, we are bombing people them have a pretentious pretext with our war. So we're on the war part this morning. The storm now go cool with them. It make me enraged, you see. Because we're going to enrage about many things this morning. Because we want many people to resign for the handling and the tardy preparedness, quote and quote, of this weapon that the Americans fired at us. That the Americans fired at us yesterday. We were warned about this storm. We had time to prepare, given how slow it was moving. And the first resignation we're going to call for this morning is the resignation of Juliet Holness. Why we're calling for Juliet Holness' resignation? We experienced an unprecedented system of attack yesterday. Asking questions in our parliament was the way to get certain things straightened out, to have our preparedness measures and understanding put in place. The nation was blocked from that. The nation was placed in danger by Juliet Holness's action. And because of that, we are calling for the resignation of Juliet Holness this morning. We're also calling for the resignation of the Prime Minister, even though I don't mean that, because that will never happen. With Juliet Holness, I really mean it. With the Prime Minister, I don't know if I mean it, but I'm just saying it. For the overall handling, you are the chair of the whole ADPEM and the whole DRNA chair and all of that bull crap. Given the tardiness of the preparation that we have seen and that people experience when they turn up to the shelters, the lies that's been told about shelters by just putting them down on paper without them being operational, with keys being withheld. Sharon, you're not from St. Elizabeth. I can't hear a thing at all, Sharon. Not a word. Have you heard anything at all? I haven't heard a word. Any of your contacts from around a station that you can get in touch with to ask if we have the loss of life throughout St. Elizabeth, because we need to know Wagwan, Roan, neck of the woods. It's very stressful at the moment. So the Prime Minister, just by cheering the mess of preparedness alone, the Prime Minister must resign. Another thing that I think the Prime Minister ought to resign for. Last year in Beryl, the Prime Minister gave MPs, when Beryl was approaching, $5 million for their preparedness. You say you only have pictures, Lord Jesus. And that's all everybody have, Mrs. Picture and video of the destruction that was heaped up on our country. I spoke to one of my team from Portland yesterday briefly after I entered the country, but then I haven't heard anything from her since, because the power, when we did contact, the power did gone. The Prime Minister last year gave MP $5 million, he claimed. And then this year, with a worse storm pending, the Prime Minister only give MPs or allocate to MPs $3 million. $2 million down a year on, with a storm that's going to hit us in a worse state. So for all them lack of preparedness and the questions we couldn't get to ask in Parliament surrounding all of that, the Prime Minister and his wife must take responsibility and resign for them. Desmond McKenzie, who is the lead of all of the operational process, ought to resign as well when it comes to the messy debacle of the shelters. They're on paper. People are told that they're shelter, but the key, the school may have withhold the key, or the community center is not operational ready, and what they class as a shelter is just a vacant building of the state. That's all it is. For them, that's all shelter is, a vacant building of the state or even of the clergy, if there is such. That's what a shelter means. It don't mean bedding. It don't mean sanitary stocks, general stocks, food, water. It doesn't mean that. And I want to say at this point, to those of our emergency workers, police, firemen, and everybody who had to do the task during this time, hats off to you. Because just the nights for the all of me, when I wear more than about ounce and quarter, if you tie lead to me, if you tie big stone to me, them whether you would have still pick me up and go on them merry journey. So you have to congratulate the people them who can brave such a storm to go save other people's life. Who next do we have? Mr. Oddpem. You, the coordinator of ADPEM, the source of mouthpiece. The source of mouthpiece of ADPEM. What are you about? Because there's no coordination in this thing. When you just put on things on paper, and once you put it on paper, it goes so. And it's literally not true. There was a reason for no somebodies, and it's all coming to light. It's all coming to light. What is happening in St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland? Right across the country. But when you left it for a lot of people get to film the fear showy. But now when you cut way off. When we see the storm, isn't this all theater? Isn't this all theater coming from them? That's why we're asking them to wake up in Jamaica, people. Colonel Charles ought to resign, and I'm waiting for further confirmation. If anything happened to those elderlies, if those elderlies weren't evacuated and anything happened to them, Colonel Charles bears the responsibility, because Colonel Charles told us that logistically we're not capable enough to remove some of our vulnerable people who wants to. A lot of people, and we're going to call for more resignation as this thing progresses. But so far, Andrew Holness and I'm going to say Andrew Holness and Desmond McKenzie's handling or something to the camera. Hold on. Let me close them camera. Them I try put up back some of them Jamaica camera. Some of them are work, some of them not. Bear with me. Let me close some of these. This is our halfway tree. No, this is a crossroad at the moment. But town face a lot of wind and rain, but them not get the destruction where the western, southwestern, northwestern belt of Jamaica received yesterday. Now, if those elderlies, anything went wrong, Colonel Charles bear the responsibility and must resign. Colonel Charles as well, we don't trust Colonel Charles' handling of the recovery process, given he is the Minister of Social Security, and the tardy handling of burial. We trust that this will be a more dismal service coming from the minister. Flo and Digicel, shame and honor. We're not slow to just like the Jamaica government. Or gonna fall apart. But then again, Flo never too bad. Certain people were grace the weather was because of Flo service. Jamaicans, you all need to boycott Digicel. Jamaica no need to boycott Digicel. I don't see Digicel have no great use because even in my neck of the woods, Digicel phone work horribly around there. If you have a line round my neck of the woods, you get better reception than what you get from Digicel. So Jamaicans don't have to boycott Digicel. If you think them now work for no, get rid of them out of no life. Oh, we played this already around a back road of Santa Cruz. What happened yesterday, Jamaica, was frightening for a lot of us in the diaspora. Can you imagine how frightening that would be for our friends, family, and community who experience this firsthand and the reality of it? Now, this is why, and this is where Andrew Holness and Desmond McKenzie together must resign as well, because both the Prime Minister and the Minister of Local Government place people's lives at risk based on the information. Based on what the information we got on Melissa, the Prime Minister of Jamaica and the Minister of Local Government placed the people of Jamaica at risk. In my tiny little brain, I'll tell you how. Given all that we've been told over a week before this storm, we have at least a week or more information on the storm before it got to us. But because it was moving so tremendously slow, we got regular updates on it, and we knew for days now that it was going to be catastrophic. We know that. We know it's likely to hit us at a category 5. We know that it's likely to cause a lot of flooding. It is then the government's duty to prioritize life and to put all, not some, all the necessary measures in place to protect life. The Prime Minister and the Minister of Local Government sought to do that, but somewhat at a very late stage, and in my view, place people in danger. When the Minister of Local Government, which it should have been considered before Saturday, told the Prime Minister at the press conference, I will write to you to get a mandatory evacuation order to evacuate people from floodplain, low line, you know, the risky areas. Saturday, they said nothing. Sunday, they said nothing. And late Sunday night, when we were expecting to have effects of thingy from Sunday evening, it's just because of the slow movement. Sunday evening into Monday morning, that was when it was first forecast to get to us. The Prime Minister issuing that mandatory evacuation order came very late, in my view. And I think because of that, some people may have lost their life, like in flood-prone areas, them said people possibly are Mandeville in certain floods may have lost their life, or people placed at risk which place emergency workers at risk to go and assist them. These I consider fault of the government, tardiness of the preparedness measures, and their unwillingness to communicate and cooperate actively with the people, rather than all the while come out bashing us on social media, which on a day-to-day basis try to inform the people. And all I would do the nasty fucker with AI doing, sir. Yes, we will cuss and we will withdraw when we need to. We're not afraid to do that. But we're dedicated to keep the people informed. But we're not dedicated to dumbing them down, hide things from them, wait at the very latest point before we do things which place people in danger. Because more people, a lot of these people who run to Black River Police Station for refuge yesterday, Prime Minister, should have been forcefully evacuated. We know Black River is low line. We know the piece of retaining wall now go stop the sea from come over. We know the river will burst its bank and the river, sir, and the town, the road in the town and the river level at the same height without no barricading to prevent the river water from just overflow the town just like that. We know that. There was no proper assessment by ADPEM, the chair and their operational directors and all of that. No assessment. We don't come out with a piece of tear up paper them and talk the same thing with it on the paper, but actually having it done in practice, it was never done. Me not saying no. They couldn't stop the effect of the category 5. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'd be wicked to say that. What I'm saying, we never start prepare early enough. Even if this Prime Minister was working by experience, the Prime Minister should have cleared the drain them in a May. The Prime Minister, once he issued the stamp check to Jamaica, he should start a drain cleaning. The only way Melissa never come buck up on them, I walk and search for some of the drain where they can't find, is because Melissa tap on road at those nail, shoes, BBL, and all of them something there before she come. And come with her face, cram her makeup like I did somebody in a coffin. Barring that, Melissa would have come buck up on them, a search for the drain. If Melissa did move like the old pain a hip woman burial, Melissa would have come catch them, a search for drain where even the community no remember which part the drain them there. All these are failure. Given that we're recovering from a hurricane a year ago, all these are failures of the current government that place us into a risk. The little cut sideway, cut over Sandy Gully won't do jack all. Our country needs a cleanup campaign. I mean, I talk about from the cleanup of the rubble where America reduce the southern or southwestern belt of our country to this morning with them underwater weapon where them fired at us yesterday. No, I know that we're talking about. Our country drain and gullies. Thieving local government will landed with money. We're going to come to it next year, February, come ask if we put on the back on a power. And the all we drain and gully them cover up and fill with rubbish. We gully them turn landfill, junk crop, and we collect the money. But on Jamaica people, I don't know why I want to go on a good, decent beating. So when we talk about evacuation, mandatory evacuation, it's something that I in particular is serious about. You have two places to spend the storm, at the designated shelter or at the police station. Choose. It's your choice. And you only have one time to say it. Choose which one you want. You don't have even just choose. Because I have been through hurricane. I've been through Hurricane Gilbert. And I've also been through the June 86 flood in Jamaica. I understand the high risk where you can become trapped in a minute. Your house and roof can blow away from around you in a minute. So that's why I take mandatory evacuation very serious. And given what we were told, because our government and weather reporter have some direct communication with the National Hurricane Center in Florida, which they're getting information that we're not having. We were watching our news reporter, Rusty and Brian, and we can see their mood of the oncoming catastrophe. Our government came out and threatened us. We will go down on our knees. We cannot plead enough more. You did not plead to us in COVID. You used the law against us. Why didn't you use the law to protect Jamaican people? As I say, we hope that's when we get a full report across the country. We didn't have any loss of life in this destructive, unprovoked attack on the Jamaican people by the Americans yesterday, supported and signed off by the Jamaica government.
Anybody in that oh my God. And so the back of the sinner, I see you there.
Jamaica, that's the house underwater, you know. That's a house underwater. You can only see the roof. All that left. All is left visible, and that's in Mandible. All that is left visible is the roof. Which video is this? Because we say we have quite a few clips. Opal Style, how you do? Quite a few clips to bring you this morning of the various devastation. Is this still Black River? Let's see.
That is a video we have video. One, eh?
But this is Sabla, man.
Yeah, video and drive, man. You want to say mash up to them. One more street on us. Mash up, man. DK mash up. Yo, how many bucks style I go there? And they will not get back in country now. No. We are gas station. Watch out. It's been up. Watch out. Watch out. No gas station on there. Wait, this is my roof? Yeah, you got no. Yeah, you could. It has a roof. Oh, you see, like this is a roof over here, so get jealous and go over Texaco. Hey, grow on. Look under this one. Hold on, I want the side roof.
St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland, mash up.
Lift up, no, I guess this on the roof, lift up and go over the side now. Mash up over there, so. See, guess this on the roof, lift up and go over there, so. You see it? Yeah. Mash up over there. So, lift up and go over big, yeah. See there, see, you come out of a gun. Me? You can imagine that, eh? What a sight. Come out of a gun, lift up and go over BK. Mighty God. Yeah, grab and go. Watch out. Pump bloat. Pumps down. No gas. It's up. Hold on there. It's a building that's from trees. most of food trees. It's a wicked thing. The chai bar will get up down to. I think good. What? I think good. What going, boss? What going? I'm there. There's a roof down to. Or it's gone. You will have some of my shop. Alright, Sarge, work the video from front. It's still a recording. Hey. Stop, man. Narrate. Yeah. Narrate. What's going on now? This video is being recorded for how much the Chiba news. Yeah. Stop the bar. This is created. Severely damaged. Wicked gal Melissa.
The time that this government spent responding to criticism, lecturing social media broadcasters, whenever time they come to the podium,
and we now
they have to create a particular space to respond to criticism, to give a lecture to what they call vloggers. They don't even have the decency to call us independent journalists. They call us vloggers in a derogatory way and meaning. If the government had spent that time doing critical thinking, getting a think tank together of how will we implement what we have learned from Beryl to be preventative in Melissa. But the truth is, have they learned anything from Beryl? Because if they're patting themselves on their back to say they have done well in Beryl and they have stood by the side of the Jamaican people, then they think they've done well. So they don't really need to learn anything because they've done well. They can repeat the same fuckery again by having the nation disconnected, without light, without water, and unable to move for weeks or days. And then they pat themselves on the back that we're doing well. We need to hear from our family them. We need to hear from our family them. Want to remote galanging on generators and so on and so forth. We can't get the internet signal back up. Because if we people them lose reception, what them are going to use up them phone for do? And not really dead them phone dead. It's because Digicel and Flow, especially Digicel, no an internet signal. And that's the problem. Because right now, if they get internet signal, they can call it.
And we now head to Manchester to our reporter Romardo Lyons with the latest.
Unrelenting rain and powerful winds. That's the order of the day in Mandeville, Manchester. And as you can see along this roadway, you don't need to be told, it has been transformed into a lake. This is the road that leads to the Mandeville Regional Hospital. Now, this vehicle has been stuck here for about 3 to 4 hours. The driver nowhere to be found, but the police have been patrolling the area. Now, the Southern Regional Health Authority has since issued an advisory to the public. It reads, the roadway to the front gate of the Mandeville Regional Hospital is flooded and alternate access can be gained through the gate at Hargreaves Avenue at Cecil Charlton Hall. And more signs of damage. Right now we're at the Mandeville Plaza, and as you can see, fallen trees. Not one, but 2. And this one right here is very massive. It's a large tree. It shows the power or the force of the wind rather. Over here we have some vehicles parked for shelter, but I'm not sure if that will be much protection for them.
Yeah, right now we're at the Manchester School and we go walking to our center because there is no bus at our center. And the next man come up you come. They go away because no food is not here. No drinking water. So there's 2 of us left here right now. And hopefully many more will come after the breeze cool down, you know? Yeah. Understand? But right now, nothing there for nobody. Nobody come right now, no bedding, no blanket, nothing there. We just need some chair and something and some bed, you know?
We'll continue to monitor the situation here in Mandeville, Manchester. I mean, we may have to head to safety for a while for now as things are starting to get more hectic. But I'll let you know when I have any updates.
A shelter for this government is a school, a community center, and a church. None of what is designed for such purposes, none of which is staffed during these circumstances. Grab your accoutrements and just go there and hold a space. You won't be getting any support from us until in the aftermath, when we pack the little scandal bag them, and the pound of this, pound of that, pack of that, and tin of that. And go hand out tono and take bumbo cloth picture. And that irritate me. Because here come America fired its water missile at us. And then the government are going to demand ID from we. For the little pound of this, pound of that, tin of that, pack of that, and point camera in our face and put we up on the World Wide Web and say, see there, we help the Jamaica people. Jamaica people don't mind me start pound this morning, you know. Jamaica people, mind me start pound uno this morning.
Keep me closer.
Keep
me safe in this perilous time. Yes, I'm asking you, Father, please protect me.
Black River mash up people. And what was
let my will
great day. That's great day.
Still, though my trials get harder, I stand still, 'cause I have faith in God. Oh, yes, still, though I feel like I'm falling,
this is Newell.
In spite of stand still, and I push on and on. So I'm asking you, Father, keep me closer.
Hold on, let me see if I press this on show now. Yes, this is the picture when I talk about globalists. That's not Black River Hospital. Don't make the AI dog and John Croyer who are walk and make these horror things to get view and get pay confused. You know. When you're watching an AI video, how to tell it's AI, listen to the pronunciation of words carefully. There are a lot of words that the AI cannot pronounce in how the human form pronounce them. The AI cannot pronounce certain words in the form that the human pronounce them. So when you know look, when you know when you want to tell, if you know watch an AI video, just listen carefully to the pronunciation of words. Because them have AI out there with talk good pathway, you know. Them have AI out there will look like the real, authentic human when you're viewing it in the social spaces. But you have to look for a particular glare around them if your eye good enough. You have to look at the mouth movement and you have to listen to the pronunciation. I know it is tiring. Battle through these things to find out what is real from what isn't. But if you pay attention, you can know if it's AI or not. And that particular photograph on screen, YouTube, is not Black River Hospital. And that thing make its terrible rounds on social media all day yesterday, fooling a lot of people. Yes, Black River Hospital is damaged, but not to that extent, and that's not Black River Hospital.
Give you Father, keep me closer, keep me safe in this perilous time. Yes, I must give you Father, please protect.
Make no mistake, yesterday, Jamaica. Whew, we were attacked yesterday. And them tell us them have the ability. I could remind you before we go to Kern Spencer in Santa Cruz. Study American them say, and everything we have to use gun. Pint at uno. We can't even pint water at town. We can't stick on up with water. Yeah. The American them say so on me. And whenever time you see the Americans,
Researchers are creating their own storms in a...
Whenever time you see the Americans come out and put certain things in the public, or give a university researcher an all clear to put a piece of science or a piece of technology out there, America has been using it for quite some time. Whenever time you see the American, them authorize a piece of science or a piece of technology to be put out in the public. Savlaman Hospital damage as well, roof blown off, and I think also flooding. By the time American them put in a public, they have perfected it. But then we come in a public, come talk to you like, oh, we're doing the research, blah, blah, blah. No, when you see them come out in a public with it, them perfect it, and them already test it and use it. Them just decide this time, let's create our Category 5 weapon. Who shall we test it with? Jamaica. Will you come out to play at Category 5 level?
Researchers are creating their own storms in a state-of-the-art lab. It could end up saving lives. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. This tank gives scientists and the rest of us a view no one has ever had before. What a hurricane's power looks like at water level as it storms ashore. In just 2 minutes, scientists here can take calm waters and turn them into a monster hurricane.
The wind is gradually getting stronger and stronger as it's coming up here, and it's ramping up to a Category 5. It's probably about a Category 3 right now.
This 75-foot-long tank is the first simulator in the world capable of creating a Category 5 hurricane over water. Brian House is the director of the University of Miami's new laboratory at the Rosenstiel School of Marine and Atmospheric Science. What was it like when you cranked it up the first time, full blast?
It was stunning. I mean, it was...
What was it like when you cranked it up at the first time. It was stunning. I mean, a scientist creating a weaponry in his so-called atmospheric and marine research. A weaponry created that can kill people and demolish cities. He find it thrilling. That's how cruel white people are. This is why they drop bombs on the children of Palestine and tell them, you should have gotten out of the way. You bunch of murderers.
It was chills.
Nearly 40,000 gallons of seawater fill this tank. House uses a computer program and a single 1,700 horsepower fan to whip wind speeds up to 157 miles per hour.
This tank is the largest wind wave facility in the world. We can generate an extreme Category 5.
When America built its atomic bombs, America was not afraid to test it on Japan, did they? And test it on the people of Japan, they did. Now, if America has perfected its
This is Current Spencer for BOJ TV. It's the aftermath.
If America has perfected its speed and strength in its atmospheric and marine weaponry, don't you think America would want to test its weapon? Just asking. If America has developed a new weapon in today's modern world, when we know they've tested their atomic bomb, because testing it in the field or underground is not enough. America wants to see the effect of the atom bomb. Let's drop two and Japan, said the Americans. I wonder who should we test or high-end Category 5 on? America. Who do you think?
This is Current Spencer for BOJ TV. It's the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. We're in the town of Santa Cruz and it is total devastation. Roads have been ripped up, roofs lost. A lot of the business places, glasses are broken down. Some of the community members are out now just trying to check out of what's happening. We see the police patrolling, the ambulances on the road. So this is our first report. We're going to give you highlights. We're going to show you everything that's happening. We're coming to you right from central Jamaica and in particular Santa Cruz Elizabeth at this point. But we're going to move around the country and give you more. It's BOJ TV. Show them around.
Look on Prime Minister Road them
Okay, so as you see,
Prime Minister, you and your must them.
They're coming out. The rain is still falling. The hurricane eye has passed, but we're still getting rains. And a number of community members, they're out just checking to see what's happening. They have heard about it, but you're seeing it, you're witness for yourself. Total devastation in Santa Cruz. We're awaiting reports from our correspondent in other part of the parish of St. Elizabeth. I'm Colonel Spencer.
Look for the Prime Minister Road, you know. Why Prime Minister? Prime Minister, morning, 1 p.m. morning. Bro God, bro devil, bro evil. Any one of the things that you want. Because you have many things of nothing, you know. That's why you never celebrate when you win. That's why when you win, you couldn't celebrate. Because the death trap where you set for the nation, for the PNP deal with, you end up I go deal with it. The only thing I go benefit out of it in a Prime Minister is the hope of aid we are going to come into the country Over aid money will come into the country where I go siphon off. We don't know where wait for here. You Prime Minister, remember we are watching, you know. You was desperate, Prime Minister, to have your catastrophe bond triggered. Because you don't want when the catastrophe band trigger, and you them how much gazillion dollar come to, so you can get to reach one more of yourself, because you can't reach this year one year anymore. You will find one new one of yourself and enrich outer the catastrophe band, like the 2.5 million with the United Nations give you this year to help with burial support from last year, and we don't hear gunfire about it. Even when things get higher, cost of living get higher, the storm Wasara, and the Prime Minister said, no, me have to knot and tie, me have to draw the ched bag a little tighter. Me can't go no 5,000 this year. Me have to go no me can't go no 5 million this year. Even though me give me Labour MP them 5 million last year for launder. For launder. Me can't give me 3 million this year. So why the knockdown, Prime Minister? When we in a more critical phase, why the knockdown? When you did have your 49 MP, you gave them 5,000 to launder. So are you saying to us that all of those MP secure a $2 million off of the money we allotted to them last year? We have to ask them question there. Because, Prime Minister, if you are saying to us that there was a budgetary surplus from the MPs when you allocate the $5 million to them, at the end of their preparation and support, there was a 2 million left over. So I know 3 million can do the job because we had it tested and done last year. I have something you work offer. I have to see your work offer, you know. I can't just so. So you would have to either give them for launder, or me not know if that 2,000, that 2 million, you get $1 million, the person with thiefy get $1 million. But we get knocked down. And we country mash up, but we get lesser money. Work it out, no, Prime Minister. Yeah, you're mathematicians. You try to get over the highways and hedges, master. Take your time over Andrew highways and hedges. We don't want us to applaud this graceful lack of leadership, but we're not going to do it. Donald Trump killed many fishermen in the Caribbean. Andrew Holness said nothing. Donald Trump fired a water missile at the Jamaican people. Andrew Holness said nothing. Not a word. Can you sign we over on paper to then get rid of we, to get the South Coast for them private investors? We not go kill off all we, because we now move. We now move from South Central, but we and the sea have a relationship. The sea no stay so forever. And when you provoke it. So the Prime Minister wrote them there, you know. Somebody called the Prime Minister to, you know. beg you make up 2 new names. Because you can't come back with neither reach nor spark. So we beg you make up 2 new names. We beg you make up 2 new names because reach and spark. No, in this Stephen, man. Me beg you don't donate nothing to Andrew Holness. Do not, Jamaicans, particularly those of you in the diaspora, do not donate anything to the Prime Minister. You know your community and you know your family. Help your family and help your community. Don't send your money to this government to steal some out of it. Use some of it, pay administrative fee, and then the people who you want to support does not get the support. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know your community. After you get the assessment of what is happening in your community, and you want to buy people a couple sheets of zinc, you want to send down a couple barrel with food stuff and all different stuff, you can do. But not a penny. Not a penny to this government. Because if it goes to the government, the people on the ground who really need the support, now go get it. See, Andrew Holness get 2.5 million from the United Nations this year, not last year when same thing or rather happened. This year, and the Prime Minister failed to inform the people. And I will ask the question every day they come out here. I want people say they don't feel listen to it. People want to listen because we tell the truth. Go up on the internet, go ask Google. Ask Google, when did Andrew Holness receive the burial fund from the United Nations? One go ask Google. If you don't think they walk and tell lie. One go ask Google. Something me make up. Go ask Google.
I never know when I see this in history.
Glad to survive, boy. We're moving through the town of Santa Cruz to see what's happening. As you saw there, lots of devastation. And this where we're coming from is actually a couple of miles from where the eye of the hurricane hit, down in the more Black River area. And as you can see, lots of damage done here in Santa Cruz. Roads are blocked. Roads are blocked. So this is the road. This is the road that leads to the fire station coming from in the town. That's the NWC building over there. And as you can see, lots of water on the road. Electricity poles are down. Electricity poles are down. Lots of water gushing through.
I think one of the things that we ought to do coming out of this hurricane is to revisit or building regulations. It ought to now, after this hurricane, to be a prohibition to build with zincs or even slab roofing, those slab tiling. We must now move to a deck roof society, which is more protective than the zinking. What we also must look at and review as well, we must have in legislation in legislation, because the Prime Minister can always use DNR to impose it, mandatory evacuation in a pending hurricane. After we've seen the effects of yesterday, we cannot continue to take risk. Also, looking over our, I don't know if it's our National Works Agency policy or environmental policy. I think it's the environmental policy we need to look at here, where we need to have a regular drain and gully cleaning. We have to do things legislatively, just like after Gilbert, we come in with building regulation to build building hurricane proof. We must make sure now also that we move to strengthen that so that people don't build building that place them at greater risk or place the community at greater risk in such a circumstances. Mandatory evacuation is important. One of the things you also need to look at is whether the government will be coming to Parliament with any climate change legislation or rules, any environmental rules that subject us to not live in certain areas and so on. Those are some of the things that we need to look out for going forward. Because order, which the government seeks, generally comes through creating chaos. Order through chaos. You hear the Prime Minister and Prime Minister spoke about NIDS last year. You see how much during this preparedness they emphasize on securing your ID. No ID, no service. No ID, no service. So there's a whole lot of things we need to look on if we get it right. The communities have to play a role as well in wanting your drain and gullies clean and your rubbish collected. You have to put more pressure on them to make sure these things are done. And Jamaica people no need to invest in a solar panel. If I even want a little one, because only not have to have on an entire system powered by a solar panel at once, Over time, you can start little, but at least having one sheet of solar panel which will help you in a time like now to at least possible run your fridge and charge your phone. Why don't I suggest generator? They're very expensive to buy, and not just to buy, to maintain. Then drink gas. More how drunken man drink beer. So I wouldn't encourage you now to go take on the money buy a generator. Not on a belly. Buy one sheet of solar panel. At least in these time, which we can have every year or twice a year, because we live in the zone. So we need, knowing that government not too care about we. We need to make sure we do something where we can look after ourselves in the aftermath. Look at how when you all waited on them in the aftermath of burial. Some of you have to go and demonstrate for food, for water, for light, for your roads to be cleared. We can't continue to protect politicians. We cannot. That is in Santa Cruz. FIFA head. That's in Santa Cruz. We cannot continue to protect government. We must make sure now in our environmental policy, it is mandatory to clean our drains and our gully at least every May. Because we know straight in June, we're going into hurricane season. That's what preparedness means. Preparedness no mean them dirty labor right and dirty PNP politician, these drunkards running around trying to find a drain 48 hours or 24 hours before an election, before a hurricane. No, that is failure. That is failure of local government, who we give a budget to via the Ministry of Local Government every year. Money disbursed to them every 2 to 3 months. A part of that money disbursed to them every 2 to 3 months is money to collect our rubbish, to clean our drains, to clean our gullies. They are paid to do that, but it's not been done. So your Labour Right and PNP councillors next year, February, they're going to come back to you again and ask you for more power. Ask them, what about our drains? What about our local roads, water, and street lights? You can't keep on fight me over politician when they now do nothing for you. Because all look how a disaster now and they don't want vote right off you now. Because they know say, 9 days, I want to forget the fuckery. 9 days, I want to forget all of it. Many of you are not going to see them now. Many of you haven't seen them since you voted for them. Many of you have not seen them since you voted for them. Many of you will not see them during this whole recovery process. But I'm sure next year, February, a lot of you are going to surround my platform to fight with me all over again to protect your politicians from being criticized, to protect your politicians from being called out. We're not going to call me up. But 2 minutes you're too afraid, I don't know. True to say, me not be too afraid, I don't know. Me don't even look upon it too hard. But we cannot continue to blame politicians when we make sure we look after them more than how we look after ourselves. We care about them more than how we care about ourselves. So why would you want politicians to go out of the way to care about you or even show that they care about you when you don't show so you care for yourself? If going forward, after what we've experienced yesterday, going forward, and Jamaicans in all community across the country don't see to it that on a politician do the job, clean on a drain every May, to meet the rainy weather, to meet the storm, you've been done a disservice. You have been done a disservice. But then don't want with to talk. I wish about this year make me see where you're subbing. Hold on. Them don't want us to talk. When we talk, them call with vloggers. Oh, this is our photograph. No, oh, sorry. That's not what I meant to open. No, this I'm to open. This. Donald Trump and Andrew Holness, when it might frighten we, but when it don't scare we. When it might frighten we, but when it certainly don't scare we. The coastline, when we decide to take away life, we decide to die for it too. Because that coastline was given to us by slaves. It's one of the community in Jamaica that you would only find slave, that community called Parati. No descendant of Massa. No in a Fiwi community. Fiwi community are just source of slave. Source descendant of the slave. It's a quite decent piece of beach. Farmland all over the constituency. Oil sits in front of us and the Calibre zone, and 100 miles southwest of us to the Pedro Banks. Them decides, you know, these generations of slaves are living on too much of a rich piece of land with wealth sitting under it or right in front of it. I mean, while they were bombing Gaza, children the other day, they were all mustering up to get oil contract because there's a lot of oil in the Gaza Sea as well. Wherever oil is found, you can guarantee at some point the weaponry of the Americans, not just the drilling cranes and all of that, the weaponry of the Americans will also turn up as well. A week to wake up. This everlasting sleeping into eternity, Jamaica people, Enough to wake up. Our government is not with us. Our government is not with us. They do not support us. For our government is about how rich they can become. And we're asking those who are responsible for this disastrous debacle of the handling of the preparedness of this hurricane, Andrew Holness, Desmond McKenzie, and the ADPEM executive director, you all must resign. Juliet Holness, who blocked the nation from asking questions with regards to the preparedness, must also resign, because those things they have done or have not done, and those people have put you, the people of Jamaica, at risk by their lack of or tardiness in their preparedness effort, the lack of financing, the lack of cooperation and coordination, Prime Minister, the incompetency. You all must resign, because we're not going to do better. Because if UNO was going to do better, the Prime Minister would have probably give $10 million rather than 3, given that last year you gave 5. So we've gone backwards. Or is it that the Prime Minister stole so much from the country? Or the Prime Minister has wasted the country finances to bought an election? So we don't have money to fund our recovery or to prepare for Donald Trump Category 5 weaponry, water missile?
Yo, perform. Yo, look on the feet. Yo. Perform, brother. Watch it. Can you pull it, brother? Perform, brother.
Let us play our last video for you. Where is this one now? Sandals down a White House. Shanique, morning, darling, morning. Judge Oya hopes, Shanique, the killer of Jaden Smith. Judge Oya hopes you rub your finger with glee. At least now I can take a deep breath. Them have something else to talk about. No, darling, we're ambidextrous. We're all talking about murderers and killers like Andrew Holness, Donald Trump, and Shanique. We still remember Jaden, darling. This won't push us, not even for a minute, of the Jaden Smith story. We can tie them both together because both of them are cruelty done to a people, you see. So we can tie them together. So I want you to walk and rub your hand with glee, like, oh, well, now I can breathe a sigh of relief. They have another 9-day story to talk about. No, we still remember Jaden Smith. We're still talking about Jaden Smith. And we can tie the Jaden Smith and the hurricane together. Because we ask the questions, Shanique, could Jaden be out there alive? If he's out there alive as a runaway, he couldn't have survived in this hurricane, Shanique, in this weather. So we can declare him dead now, is it not? Or is it that he's been still kidnapped and held, Shanique? Or you have sold him to the child trafficking ring, Shanique? or maybe you and the school principal has used him as a sacrifice. We don't know. We're asking, but what we're not going to stop doing, darling, is asking. Just a reminder. Just a reminder, my dear, that don't make it go along and fool yourself. True, you see, Donald Trump mash up the country. We're done with it. No, my dear, not at all. Not one bit of it, baby girl. So brace yourself. When we're coming back, we're going to come from the other end of the storm. Sim wagwan. This is Scandals down a White House side. Thanks, Simpson. That's Sandals down a White House. And we have one of that video when one family roof blow off. And you have to run and dodge to try to get into hold on. Get into the neighbor's house. Well, ghetto people in the ghetto was themselves as usual. Them come out a road with them music and them liquor and them all this and them party over TikTok in the middle of the road. Jamaica young people, a lot of them across certain places where the brunt force wasn't so hard, were in the road playing football and all of that. People run out in the rain. There were various things happening yesterday. It depends on where in the country you are and how brutal the force was. But we will have a series going contacting Jamaica from this evening. Because a lot of us right across the country cannot hear a word from our people. A lot of people with their relative in Kingston can get through to them, but like St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Westmoreland, some in Montego Bay, some people in Montego Bay are back online. A lot of people in Montego Bay are back online. Hanover, there was some winds and rain in Hanover yesterday because there was a lot of people in Hanover that was streaming live on TikTok yesterday. And despite how risky, I want to say thank you to those of you on TikTok yesterday who, despite the risk, the fear, and the what you would call the other words, all those other words you could attach to it, you all managed, a lot of you across the country, managed to give us some real-time view of what a storm looks like for those who may have only seen it in a film or have never experienced a storm in reality before. Thank you all for giving those images. And to those of you who are using your AI tools, fuck you, you silly, crazy old fuckers. Because what you all are doing Uno the Prime Minister for talk about. Rather than come all the while a throw word at we vloggers, the AI people them will create the distorted narrative where people don't know the difference if it's AI or reality. And them you figure talk about Jankro. And them you figure talk about. Me know say you and Donald Trump. Jankro. Jankro without wing and Jankro without beak. You and Donald Trump wanna have international journalists assemble yesterday. Film producer assemble. Everybody was in place to capture the catastrophe. Because what you all were hoping is to have mass casualty and mass loss of life in Jamaica. That was the intention. I want to say, even though we have not received a comprehensive report across the country, you both have failed. You all have failed. Because what I wanted yesterday was mass death and mass casualty. From what we know by now, it has not happened. And I know you all must be disappointed. But I don't think Jamaica should use any money from the United Nations to rebuild the country. If we need to borrow money, go to BRICS, go to the Chinese. Yes, we prefer borrow from the Chinese, them. We use them money power over the Americans who use their gunboat mentality and is willing to fire weapon at us, missile from the air or missile from the sea or a missile into your arm, America. They are willing to fight at us. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning on Global TV. As I said, during this period, we don't have a set time. We can come on at any time it demands. So you just look for the link out there. We are going to always have a link out there if the development of anything changes in our country. We certainly will get in touch with you by jumping on and come out here, come let you know what's going on. But we're hoping and praying that all of our people made it safe through the storm without any loss of life or any casualties. I trust and hope that myself and all of you, we will soon hear from our family as soon as power is being returned so they can have access to the internet. But we continue to pray for our people. We continue to also ask them to rise up and wise up and make sure government doesn't take you for a thing to play with during this recovery. Thank you. Join us back this evening as we continue to look at God. May I tell you, Grace, we didn't thank God. We did not, because that is what Donald Trump and Andrew Holness want, you know. That's why them fire a category 5 missile at us and make sure it crossed the island. And make sure it hit the island at a high-end category 5. The question, the final question, will that triggers the Prime Minister's catastrophe band? And if it triggers the Prime Minister's catastrophe band, how much more of the Prime Minister's self will he enrich? Because we know say enrich the one they already out of with public purse. So how much of the Prime Minister self can I go find one other self for enrich? Me not think you can enrich that one you no more. Which one of your other self, Andrew? No, you can't reach Michael Wholeness, you know, because Andrew rich. So maybe this time, I'm going to create a whole Michael Wholeness and enrich Michael Wholeness. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV, and continue to keep Jamaica in a positive perspective. Thank you. Good morning. Good afternoon.
God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta. I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. If I throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. If I throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let them see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.